It was a gruesome death inside the Wayne County Jail that the 7 investigators first revealed last month. And since that time, we have been digging into what went wrong that led to murder charges against an inmate.
In July, we first told you how union officials blamed chronic jail understaffing for the attack and that the accused inmate had a history of mental illness.
But now 7 investigator Ross Jones has learned the staff inside the jail were warned about his dangerous history before the attack and failed to act.
911.
Yeah, 911. My name is Claude Lewis III.
3 days before he would be accused of a heinous attack inside the Wayne County Jail, Claude Lewis called 911 for help.
I'm gonna be real, I don't trust the police. Like I say, they locked me up for no reason.
Okay.
Last time, so I'm about to just go to the psych ward where I know I'm safe.
His girlfriend had just called police on him, saying Lewis had attacked her. She'd accused him of domestic violence before, but when Lewis called 911, he said he was sick.
I am labeled as schizophrenic bipolar, so the reason why I'm calling is so she can't get me locked up in jail, and I'd rather just go to the psych ward and get assistance.
But Lewis never made it to a psych ward. He went to the Wayne County Jail where, instead of receiving help for his mental illness, he would be paired with a cellmate that hours later he'd be accused of bludgeoning.
No person housed on a misdemeanor case in Wayne County or otherwise should ever face being beaten and tortured and killed in a cell.
Thomas Carr came to the jail for operating while impaired. Within a day of being booked, he was housed in cell number 12 on the 11th floor with Lewis. Hours later, sources say Lewis attacked him for between 30 minutes and 2 hours.
This was not a quick assault. This is something based on the gruesome nature of the beating that would have taken time.
Due to understaffing, there was only one deputy assigned to guard the north side of the 11th floor that day, where Lewis and Carr were housed. And that deputy was MIA. Sources confirm he failed to do his hourly rounds, not setting foot on Lewis and Carr's ward for nearly 2 hours while the attack took place. That deputy was recently suspended, sources tell us, and has since resigned.
But this tragedy was made possible not just by the failure of one deputy, but of an entire system. Repeated missed opportunities by staff that raise serious questions about how the jail is run.
In Wayne County and every jail, inmates aren't paired together by chance. Steps are supposed to be taken to make sure they'll be safe together. But multiple experts in jail inmate classification say that Lewis and Carr's pairing should have raised alarm bells. In addition to being accused of domestic violence, Lewis had previously been convicted of assault. Records show he'd also had a PPO taken out against him by his girlfriend. He was 28 years old and 6'5". Thomas Carr was 53 and housed for a non-violent offense.
Why would they put a 53-year-old man in with a 28-year-old man?
He was put in with a younger man that had a violent history.
And not just that. The jail's own manual requires that every new inmate be run through LEAN, the law enforcement information network that shows every inmate's arrest, conviction, or PPO. But LEAN can show other red flags too, and in Lewis's case, there was a big one. May harm self or others, reads one entry, unable to attend to basic needs or understand the need for treatment. The LEAN told law enforcement that Lewis had been involuntarily committed to a psych hospital in 2022. The file detailing Lewis's long history of mental illness can be found here at Washtenaw County Court. It is public, open for anyone to see. And if the jail had looked, they'd have seen this: repeated diagnoses of schizophrenia, that Lewis believed family members were poisoning his food, that he was deemed a danger to himself and others, court-ordered for treatment after threatening to kill his girlfriend and her family. Psychiatric hospitalizations in 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. Law enforcement sources confirm that the jail ran Lewis through LEAN the morning of July 12th, but he was not flagged as a mental health inmate.
It's not the fault of one person. It's the fault of multiple people.
Even Lewis's family says they tried to warn jail officials. Rita Soka is Lewis's attorney and says her client's mother called the jail on July 12th, a full day before the attack took place.
She immediately called Wayne County Jail before he was transported there and notified them about his mental illness and about the need of daily medications.
But she says her call was transferred to the nurses' station, where no one answered. She left a voicemail. Nearly a month later, she says it still hasn't been returned. Lewis and Carr would be placed in the same jail cell just after 3 a.m. on July 13th, even though there were empty cells on the floor that day. Less than 12 hours later, Thomas Carr would be found in his cell in a puddle of blood.
They should have known that he had this history. If they did know it, they didn't take the proper precautions.
We shared this information with Tom Watkins, a longtime mental health advocate and the former CEO of the Detroit-Wayne Mental Health Authority.
If they would have done their job, maybe an individual would be alive today and a person wouldn't be looking at murder charges. 2 lives, if not many more, are ruined forever.
Citing pending criminal and internal investigations, the Sheriff's Office declined to comment on what we just reported, but said in part, Sheriff Raphael Washington continues to balance jail security, the safety of our officers, as well as our inmates. Upon completion of these investigations, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office will take the necessary actions to address any concerns regarding how its policies and procedures were implemented. The sheriff said his condolences are with the family of Thomas Carr. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
So difficult.
Such a hard story.
So many, right?
Thank you, Ross. All right, turning now to the forecast.